You take a bottle of wine fresh off the press. Yeah, it's got potential, but it's not ready. It's wild, it's untamed, it's impatient. That's youth. That's where a lot of us start. Bright-eyed, full of dreams, dripping with ambition. We want it all now. We want the success without the lessons, the reward without the risk. But that's not how it works. Because just like wine, what you can become is not the same as what you are right now. Wine gets better with time, not just because it sits there, but because during that time, there's a transformation, a quiet alchemy, the flavors settle, the roughness fades, the essence reveals itself. That's what happens when we live long enough, right? We begin to understand the value of stillness, of patience, of reflection. It's not about slowing down, it's about leveling up. See? Society tries to sell us this lie that youth is the peak, that aging is a decline, that every wrinkle is a flaw and every gray hair a defeat. But the truth, the real truth, youth might be energy, but age is depth. Age is where the richness lies, where the soul gets layered, where your yes means something and your no holds weight. I remember a moment, maybe 10, 15 years ago. I was sitting alone late at night in this little hotel lobby after a long day of shooting. Just me, a glass of wine, and silence. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't thinking about the next scene or the next role or the next mountain to climb. I was thinking about who I was becoming. Not the man the world knew, but the man I wanted to know. And I realized, the older I got, the clearer things became, not easier, but clearer. You start seeing past the noise, past the applause, past the critics. You start valuing peace over popularity, integrity over image. You start choosing the long game instead of quick wins. That's aging like fine wine. It's becoming someone worth sipping slowly, not chugging fast. Someone who carries weight, not baggage. Someone who deepens, not dull. And just like the finest bottles, not everyone's meant to understand your value right away. Some people won't get your flavor. Some won't have the taste. That's fine. You weren't made for everybody. You were made to last. You want a fine wine. It doesn't come from grapes that had it easy. It comes from grapes that got pressed, crushed, tested. It comes from terrain that wasn't always kind. Storms, heat, drought. But it's that struggle, that resistance, that hardening of the skin and deepening of the roots that makes the flavor real. And people, we're not so different. See, the world will press you. Life will throw weight on your shoulders you didn't ask for. Grief, failure, rejection, betrayal, moments when you're down so low, even your shadow disappears. I've been there. I've felt that silence, when no one's calling, when doors are closing, when the doubt starts speaking louder than the dream. That's the crush, that's the pressure, that's the moment when most turn back. But let me tell you something, pressure isn't the enemy. Pressure is the proof that something inside you is being activated. It's the furnace that forges steel. It's the weight that builds muscle, not just on the body but on the soul. Every fine wine has a story in it. Every rich note, every subtle tone, it all came from a challenge. A season of struggle. And if you've lived long enough, you've got seasons too. Seasons when you had to fight to get out of bed. Seasons when the people you trusted walked away. Seasons when your name was dragged and your faith was tested. And yet, you're still here. You ever watch someone walk into a room and own it without speaking? That quiet strength, that calm fire, that doesn't come from comfort. That comes from surviving storms, from learning when to roar and when to rest, from carrying the weight of experience and wearing it like armor, not a burden. I've learned more from my failures than I ever did from success, learned more in the silence than in the spotlight. And if I had skipped the pressure, I would have skipped the purpose. If I had avoided the crushing, I never would have tasted the richness that only comes on the other side of pain. So when life presses you, don't resist it. Let it do its work. Let it draw something out of you that ease never could. Because in the hands of the right winemaker, the crushed become legendary, and in the hands of time and God, the broken become bold. Now listen, wine that just sits in a bottle forever, untouched, unshared. It spoils, it turns bitter, it forgets its purpose, and people do the same. You don't get better with age just by existing. You get better by living with intention. Every single day. Aging isn't just something that happens to you. It's something you do. On purpose with direction, you don't drift into greatness. You don't stumble into wisdom. You walk into it, step by step, decision by decision. That means asking yourself, what am I doing with my time? Who am I becoming through this moment? Am I just adding years to my life? Or life to my years? Too many folks are waiting for the perfect time. Waiting to feel ready, waiting to be noticed. But life doesn't hand out guarantees. You don't get to hit pause just because you're unsure. The truth is, every day you wake up with breath in your lungs and a beat in your chest. You've got a chance to write the next chapter. And if you're not writing it on purpose, someone else is writing it for you. I've seen people in their 20s already tired of life, and I've seen folks in their 60s just getting started. Why? Because aging isn't about the number. It's about the energy. The spirit, the mindset. Are you still learning, still reaching, still loving, still dreaming? Or have you convinced yourself that your best chapters are behind you? You gotta stop using age as an excuse and start using it as a weapon. You've got experience. You've got scars that taught you something. You've got stories that could help someone else climb out of a place you barely escaped. Don't waste that. Don't sit on that. Pour yourself into people, into purpose, into passion. Move with a sense of urgency, not fearfully, but faithfully. Make time matter, not because you're afraid of dying, but because you're committed to living. Time doesn't slow down for anyone. But intention can stretch a moment into a lifetime. It can turn the ordinary into the unforgettable. That's how you age like fine wine. You make the years count. Not just pass. You leave behind a legacy with every word, every choice, every quiet act of courage. So don't just exist. Don't just watch the clock. Be the clock. Be the rhythm. Be the reminder that life gets richer when you live it like it matters, because it does. So now, after all that's been said, let me ask you again, what's the secret to aging like fine wine? It's not just time. It's how you use that time. It's not about staying young. It's about growing better. It's about allowing the years to season you, not sour you. To strengthen your spirit, not stiffen your soul. You age like fine wine by embracing the process, by honoring the pressure that shaped you, by choosing to live with purpose instead of drifting in excuses, and by understanding that your value doesn't fade with age, it deepens. You gotta live with a hunger that doesn't retire, with a fire that doesn't flicker, with a heart that says, I've come this far, and I'm still becoming. So don't fear getting older, fear not evolving. And when your story's told, let it be said that you aged with grace, with grit, with glory, that you didn't just grow older. You grew wiser, stronger, and unforgettable. Now go on, live like fine wine, and let the world taste your greatness, one bold sip at a time.